Southpaw, baby. That dog,
Not naturally as big a man as those other welterweights. So start there. That's a fair point. He moved up in weight, Barrios. So he's not a naturally big, natural welterweight.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis made a surprise visit to Manny Pacquiao's training camp, just days before the Filipino legend's much-anticipated showdown with Mario Barrios. The moment the two fighters met, once rivals under the same weight division spotlight, they exchanged a nod of deep respect. But Tank didn't arrive just to say hello. Sources close to the camp revealed Davis came bearing knowledge, real, hard-earned insight into Barrios' habits, flaws, and patterns, all pulled from the night he stopped the towering Texan back in 2021. Insiders say Davis was unfiltered, laying it all out, where to strike, when to step in, a raw and rare gesture that some are calling a powerful bond shared across generations.
I was talking to somebody about Manny coming back fighting Mario Barrios.
Ouch.
And this was the analogy I gave. Your timing is just, it slows down. That's time. Time slows you down. And so to me, I think Manny has to come out very strong, very fast in the first couple of rounds because his gas tank ain't what it used to be. At 46 years old, you come out and let's just say hypothetically your gas is half full at 46 years old. I'd rather try to use that half tank
when I got something
in 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And really get off on this kid because he has the kind of style. Styles make fights. He's got the perfect style for Manny to do what he do. But the further that fight goes, the more that's gonna go down. He ain't young no more when it does this. It ain't gonna do this no more. It ain't gonna go down and then come back up. He not gonna create space, take a deep breath, and that thing shoot up the way it used to. He ain't gonna do that, you know what I mean?
Pacquiao, now 46, had reunited with Freddie Roach and his trusted longtime coaching staff, reigniting the very inner circle that once powered his legendary climb to 8-division glory. The fire was still there, only this time, it burned with measured intensity, carrying the quiet weight of the past 4 years.
Pacquiao in the winner.
Well, look, Freddie, I appreciate your time.
Manny's wife will get mad at me for saying that.
You're trying to drag him back out.
No, 'cause I talked to Manny on the phone, and he wants to fight one more time.
He wants to fight one more time.
He does.
Against not an exhibition, a professional fight.
He wants a real fight.
Who right now, though, could he fight?
We have. I haven't let him choose anyone yet. But the thing is, it's just his heart has. He said he wants one more fight, and then his wife called me up and said, "Don't let him fight, don't let him fight." And I try to be on her side and so forth. But like when a man in the sport wants to fight, you know, sometimes he's gonna fight. I agree with you. He's gonna fight, and you know who? It doesn't matter.
In a recent interview, Mario Barrios opened up about his looming clash with Manny Pacquiao, reflecting on it through the lens of his past war with Tank Davis. Barrios drew honest comparisons, recognizing Pacquiao's size and quickness, saying they're both small. Both have great feet, great hand speed. Though Barrios has often stood taller than his opponents, he doesn't overlook Pacquiao's long history of toppling fighters with size on their side.
Yeah, you know, it's very unserious, but yeah, man. I mean, I know he's gonna bring it whenever we step in there. And but yeah, right now all the media, everything, you know, it's fun. You know, it's all smiles, but both of us, man.
When you first got to the pay-per-view level, there was like an adjustment period. You had to get used to it. And was there any nerves up there? Because this is even another level than the Tank fight and the Thurman fight.
No nerves. Like how you said, I think those fights, you know, have only, you know, prepared me, you know, for this level. And now, you know, doing like all this media stuff. Like, I mean, I've always hated this, right? I still do. but I've definitely gotten a lot more comfortable with it, or just used to it.
All right, guys. Last question, guys.
The tank fight that you learned with the slick, fast southpaw with lightning fast hands. What do you think you can take from your experience with Tank and apply it to Manny?
I think I could take a lot from that fight, actually, man. Like the way Tank, you use the way he closes his distance. The way he worked off his speed.
When asked about the friendly energy during their face-off, Barrios shared that Pacquiao carries a light-hearted spirit outside the ropes, but once inside, everything changes. He's very unserious, Barrios said. But when we step in there, I know he's going to bring it. Reflecting on his fight with Tank Davis, Barrios spoke about how Tank's sudden bursts of speed and ability to close distance fast taught him vital lessons he now hopes to use when facing Pacquiao.
You're a lot bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I knew there was gonna be a height difference regardless. I've been dealing with that my whole career. I mean, I started pro at 122, so I mean, I've always had the height advantage on most of the guys I have fought. But I mean, it's still dangerous. He has fought plenty of people with my height before, and he's been very successful. So I mean, I know it's just I just gotta go in there and do what I'm training for.
Mario, I can't recall who said it, but they said once Pacquiao gets you smiling, it's like he's got you or something. And you guys were sharing a lot of smiles. What do you think about that, man?
I don't know, man. I feel like I knew the face-off just being in front of it. I've been seeing a face-off people since I was a kid. He's a very unserious person, but he's very serious when he steps in the ring.
Barrios stressed is fully prepared for war. It's kill or be killed. Thinking back to Pacquiao's punishing loss to Yordanis Ugas, he made it clear he's willing to go that far if it comes to it. After grinding through weeks of intense training with his team, Barrios believes every past fight has led him to this very moment. Meanwhile, Manny Pacquiao has signaled he's open to facing Davis if he gets past Mario Barrios. In a November 2023 interview, Pacquiao said, "Davis is a good fighter. If he comes up to 147, then we can fight," showing real interest. Most recently, his advisor, Sean Gibbons, called a Pacquiao versus Davis matchup a dream fight, hinting Pacquiao could even offer Davis a shot at the WBC title at 147 pounds. Pacquiao made one thing clear: he's not afraid of anyone. He's ready for the elite, even dangerous young knockout artists like Tank.
Manny, they keep mentioning Gervonta Davis. They keep talking about Gervonta Davis as a possible fight, Manny. You like that fight? Because he's little, he's your size.
I like that. I like that. I mean, I like that, but let's finish first this one, because this one is a taller champion like that. So I have a lot of things to do in training.
Meanwhile, Joe Rogan has openly praised Gervonta Tank Davis' boxing style, calling him a difficult and mesmerizing fighter to watch. On a recent podcast, he shared that Tank is one of the most fascinating fighters out there cause he's so different. His style's so different, He's so economical. Rogan applauded Davis' ability to do more with less, using sharp, minimal movement to create devastating impact. That kind of efficiency, Rogan noted, is rare, and it's exactly why Tank is viewed as elite. His smooth, unpredictable southpaw rhythm keeps opponents guessing, making him anything but easy to figure out.
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. He's so economical. He puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then he starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. And he be cracking them dudes. Hey, he be putting them to sleep.
Just cracking people.
Yeah.
And he has so much confidence in his power.
So, he just, in his mind, he know it's a matter of time before I catch.
Many analysts have drawn comparisons between Davis and Mario Barrios, where Davis' compact explosiveness met Barrios' rangy versatility head-on. Davis, the 5 feet 5 inches southpaw slugger, brought his signature mix of precision and power, landing 45% of his power punches and scoring 3 knockdowns on the way to a dramatic 11th round TKO. Observers pointed out that although Barrios, nearly 6 inches taller, managed to out-jab Davis in 6 of the first 10 rounds, his jab didn't pack enough sting to stop Tank's relentless pressure on the inside. Stylistically, analysts praised how Davis lured Barrios into coming forward, then slipped a jab and fired off vicious counter hooks and uppercuts, punishing both head and body. Still, Barrios earned his respect. His high guard stood strong under fire, and every time he went down, he got back up, proving just how battle-tested he truly is.
And what time is it, y'all? Time to start a debate inside a barbershop. We're gonna pit Mario Barrios against Tank Gervonta Davis. Yes, sir. Starting with the champion, the pride and joy of San Antonio, Texas, Mario Barrios. He stands at 5'10" with a 71-inch reach. He's currently undefeated at 26-0 with 17 knockouts. He is the man that holds the WBA regular junior welterweight championship belt. The challenger, representing Baltimore, Maryland, Tank Gervonta Davis. He stands at 5'5.5" with a 67.5-inch reach. His record, 24-0 with 23 knockouts. Wait a minute, don't be so quick to throw this guy under the bus. Yes, we know Tank Gervonta Davis is a knockout machine, but he's only ever knocked out people he can weight bully. What happens when he has to go up 2 weight classes, gives up 5 inches in height and almost 4 inches in reach to a man who can establish his jab well, knows his distance, and puts in good body work? Oh, did I mention he's also coached by Virgil Hunter? That's Andre Ward's coach, so you know he's going to come in there with a game plan. I'm going to go against the grain, and I'm going to pick him to win by 12-round unanimous decision. What do you think?
Tim Tszyu didn't hold back when giving his thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's July 19th comeback against Mario Barrios. Speaking just after the much-hyped press tour, the former WBO super welterweight champ admitted he struggles to see Manny pulling off a win. He pointed to age as the biggest hurdle. Mario Barrios is a beast, 30 years young. It's a hard challenge for Manny. Still, he wasn't counting Pacquiao out completely. No, it wouldn't surprise me because it's Manny Pacquiao. He's full of surprises. Tsayu's words tapped into the heart of the story. An aging legend walking into battle with a prime, hungry champion.
I think Barrios wins. I think young, and it's hard with age. But I think if anyone was going to do it, Manny Pacquiao's the man.
However, Pacquiao rejected the narrative outright. He stressed that his comeback fight against Mario Barrios is nothing like the one he lost to Yordenis Ugas, because this time, he's fully focused, well-rested, and mentally sharp. In contrast to the Ugas fight, where he admitted to cramped legs and trouble with range and conditioning, Pacquiao says is now 100% locked in. In training, he insists the speed and movement are still there, sharpened by a 4-year layoff. He made it clear there are no personal distractions this time, and is ready to push for 2 or 3 more fights, fully fueled by hunger and the drive to reclaim a title.
Tell us about your preparation for Mario Barrios. How is it different to 4 years ago when you faced Ugas?
The different, I'm more focused right now. No distraction, I really focus on the whole training camp and focus on stamina, focus on techniques. He is a champion. He is a fighter that, we cannot underestimate him. He's taller than me. He has the advantage, but, we prepare for that. Just watch on July 19th. It's going to be a good fight.
There's been ongoing speculation, mostly stirred by Floyd Mayweather and his camp, about Manny Pacquiao possibly using performance-enhancing drugs before their 2015 mega fight. Mayweather's side pushed hard for strict USADA-style blood testing, hinting that Pacquiao's climb through multiple weight classes and his sustained punching power seemed questionable. Pacquiao fought back, filing a defamation lawsuit and stating he'd pass any test, even offering to pay a $5 million penalty if he failed. Nevada Commission official Keith Kaiser later confirmed Pacquiao tested clean in every single pre- and post-fight exam. The legal storm ended in a settlement, with Mayweather's team walking back their accusations, clarifying they never meant to claim Pacquiao used PEDs.
He's a generational, talented fighter, but I don't feel like, he did it on his own.
I don't think Pacquiao took steroids. Really, the Mayweathers questioned it and drilled them on it, and that made people pick a side. I can't say that means Pacquiao was on something. And the reason why is because Pacquiao may have been the most tested fighter of all time. He never failed a test. Floyd did. So you're talking about a situation where now you're just saying he's so good that he must be on something. But number 2, Crawford said Pacquiao was knocking everybody out until he took the test. That was a damn lie. Pacquiao power went down after he went up. Pacquiao didn't knock out anybody at welterweight. That had nothing to do with the test. He went up and he ain't knocked anyone out at welterweight. He knocked out Ricky Hatton. That was at 140. Floyd knocked out Ricky Hatton. So that doesn't say that Pacquiao had steroid power. He wasn't knocking out anybody. Yeah, he was beating them up.
Major boxing voices like Teddy Atlas have shared both praise and concern about Pacquiao's comeback against Mario Barrios, noting that legends like Manny often get to skip the line. Still, Atlas stressed that legacy can't outweigh the hard truths of aging. Some people get to skip the line, he said. The problem is where he is in his life physically. God forbid something could happen to Manny Pacquiao at this point. While Atlas deeply respects what Pacquiao has meant to the sport, he warns that time catches up to everyone. His words speak to the fragile line between celebrating greatness and acknowledging the real dangers older fighters face, especially after time away.
So, you want to go and use that.
How old was Leonard at that time?
Leonard was only 32 years old when he fought Hagler. Yeah, he'd been inactive, but he was only 32. Pacquiao's 46, so right there you could, it ain't a good comparison. It sounds good. It sounds good, yeah, because Leonard did come back. Leonard did win a very close fight, a controversial fight, but a great fight. And Leonard was great. There's no doubt about it. And they cut it. He cut the line. He earned it. Leonard, you could say, and you could say Pacquiao earned the right with all his greatness to cut a lot of lines. Yeah. You know, I see it all the time. The other day I was at a benefit. The foundation was given something by St. Philip's Church, 155-year-old church, great church, do great work in the community. I sure as hell didn't know I was going to be talking about this. And they gave us an award for helping them in the community, what the foundation does. We don't need an award. We're privileged that we can help. But people feel they inclined to do that, fine. It's very nice. And your mom asked for a drink. So I went up to the bar to get a drink. I didn't realize that there was a long line. And so I went right to the front, not understanding that I passed the line. And then a friend of mine said, you cut the line. And the whole line said, Teddy, that's okay. I said, no, I didn't realize I cut the line. I'll go back. So I went back, I waited in line. But they were gonna allow me to cut the line. I guess because I'm handsome. I guess because I had a nice suit on. I had a nice tie. Whatever. But out of some kind of respect, which I really appreciate, whether I deserve it or not, they were letting me cut the line. So I understand that some people get the privilege, they get the respect, the allowance of cutting a line.
Mario Barrios reflected on his first face-off with Manny Pacquiao, admitting the moment felt almost surreal. Standing across from a man he'd watched since childhood, he said, I've been seeing him face off with people since I was a kid. Even though Pacquiao smiled during the stare-down, a look some see as subtle mind games, Barrios wasn't rattled. He described Pacquiao as light-hearted and playful outside the ring, but made it clear he understands what's coming. He's very serious when he steps in the ring, Barrios said, acknowledging the transformation that happens once the bell sounds.
You're a lot bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I knew there was gonna be a height difference regardless. I've been dealing with that my whole career. I mean, I started pro at 122, so I mean, I've always had, you know, like the height advantage of most of the guys I have fought. But I mean, you know, it's still dangerous. You know, he has fought, you know, plenty of people with my height before, and he's been very successful. So I mean, I know, like, it's just, yeah, I just gotta go in there and do what I'm training for.
Mario, you know, I can't recall who said it, but they said once Pacquiao gets you smiling, it's like he's got you or something. And you guys were sharing a lot of smiles. What do you think about that, man?
I don't know, man. I feel like I knew the face-off just, you know, being in front of him. I've been seeing him face-off people since I was a kid. You know, he's a very unserious person, but he's very serious when he steps in the ring.
Hey Mario, how do you feel like you get in there? Let's say you do win. The question was, are they gonna call you?
Yeah, you know, he's very unserious, but yeah, man. I mean, I know he's gonna bring it whenever we step in there. And but yeah, right now all the media, everything, you know, it's fun. You know, it's all smiles. But both of us, man.
When you first got to the pay-per-view level, there was like an adjustment period. You had to get used to it. And was there any nerves up there? Because this is even another level than the Tank fight and the Thurman fight.
No nerves. Like how you said, I think those fights, have only prepared me, for this level. And now, doing like all this media stuff. I've always hated this, right? I still do. But I've definitely, gotten a lot more comfortable with it, or just used to it.
All right, guys. Last question, guys. The Tank fight that you learned with the slick, fast southpaw with lightning fast hands. What do you think you can take from your experience with Tank and apply it to Manny?
I think I could take a lot from that fight, actually, man. Like the way Tank, you use the way he closes his distance. The way he worked off his speed. Similar size. I think Pacquiao might be a couple inches taller.
So what do you think? Who really holds the edge when they finally step into that ring? Share your thoughts in the comments below.